The team may still be a work in progress, but we are ready to get our season underway with Norwich. We start things on the road at Sunderland. Now, my concern about the first season is that some of the videos were pretty darn long, so we are jumping straight into the match, and here's how we are going to line up. It is going to be Diarra in goal. The better, in my opinion, right now of our two choices between him and Ngidi. Walker, Nalo, Chem, and Maloney. That would be Mikey Maloney, who we did not review. Mikey Maloney as the right wing back. Again, a ton of pace, and he stands at 6'6". No fear on the back line with him. Pedersen is going to be lining up as our defensive midfielder. Ahead of him is going to be Ottalarvo and Jalveloso. Ruse is going to get the start on the left wing. Oscar coming back from an injury. He has passed the fitness test, but he's not quite at full game fitness. We're going to keep our eye on him, maybe bring him on as a second half substitution. Sylvain Esno is going to get the start on the right-hand side. It was between him and Laesio. Laesio is a very talented player, but he wants to leave for continental competition. So maybe we need to start figuring out what we need to do to live life without him. And of course, Paddy Douglas, our newly minted captain, will be leading the line as striker. Now, while we have only one win in our last 5, in our first meeting with the club, they were very impressed with our credentials. They know what we did with Fulham in this league a number of years ago. They saw us win the European competition with PSG. They know what they are getting in their coach. So very easy to spur them on. First highlight of the match, though, does go Sunderland's way. Played up Silva, comes free to Junior. Junior will slide it past Diarra, and I think that may have been their first shot on target of the game, as Junior, gotta pronounce it correctly, able to put Sunderland up 1-0. And, I mean, Maloney made a good defensive play, but unfortunately it left Junior wide open on that right side. Coming into the match, Sunderland in 11th place, just moving up to 10th now that Newcastle is losing their match, and a corner kick opportunity on 20 minutes. Medina in. Felipe can't get a hold of it. Anderson plays it out. Medina, edge of the box, finds his way to Brennan, but he'll rocket it over the top. No harm, no foul. Sitting 19th. All we need is a point, or 2 or 3. Well, there's no way we can only get 2. Off of the post on the set piece, cleared away by Walker. Defensively, we seem to be having some issues, although possession, we are taking possession of the ball a bit more frequently than I think the club was used to. Ipswich and Everton have not yet played, so they will hold a game in hand on us. So we really do need to secure points from this match if we are going to begin our climb out of the basement. Obviously, we are not at the bottom of the table. That belongs to Brentford, but only 1 point separating us from them. So we very well could end up this match week on the bottom of the Premier League table. Changes must be made. Esno not really getting it done. Laesio coming in. Martin Ruiz on a yellow card. He's anxious. Let's get Oscar in. Paddy Douglas not having the greatest match, which is super disappointing. We're going to play him a slightly more suitable role and see if he can come through in the final 20 minutes as we make 2 changes, 25 minutes, in this match. Why are we looking at the Serie A scores? I have absolutely no idea. Let's change that to the Premier League. Jalveloso to put the corner in. Mahoney getting his head on it and just missing it wide. Kurbanov, I thought, got a hand on it. He unfortunately did not. Spurs beating Brentford 3-1, so we should, at the worst, remain in 19th place. But obviously we do have a lot of work that we need to do. I think we're going to run into the same challenges we had in Palermo. Amara Sila with his 11th puts Sunderland up 2-0, and I think this game is probably out of reach for us right now. It's getting the team tactically proficient. Douglas looking to clear it. Benson stepping in front of it. But once again, Sunderland gaining control in the midfield. We're clearing the ball, but we're just not getting it back. Mahoney sending it out, but Al-Shamari settling it down, and Mohamed Al-Shamari, his first goal of the year, blasting it in on the half volley from outside of the box. And Ooh, we need ourselves a new goalkeeper, my friends, and I'm just not sure where we are going to find one that is going to do the job for us. Ben Austin coming in for Paddy Douglas. João Veloso will make way for Jens Yerto Dahl. Probably needs a complete overhaul because right now we're just absolutely all over the place, and now Oscar getting called for a penalty. That's going to go to VAR, but they're going to uphold it. We all know that they're going to uphold this. And Oscar not draping himself in glory. We've just had no... Oh, Diarra making a huge save. Probably the best play out of any of our players in this match. And that's pretty sad that a 1 in 100 chance of something happening, a save on a penalty kick, is really the only bright spot in our game. Can we get it forward, though? Huerta Dahl, Austin. I mean, we've got 4 guys. It's 4 on 2. Oscar playing it through. Austin, he's offside, isn't he? Are they going to give it a corner? No. No, they will. No, they deemed him onside. Oscar to send it in. 4 minutes to be added on. I mean, this game is all but over. Can we at least get something back, salvage some of our dignity? No. Yeah, that's probably the poorest start we could have possibly gotten off to. This match was all Sunderland, all the time. We just showed absolutely no gumption. Only 6 shots on goal. Only 2 of them on target. Back to the training pitch. We have a lot of work to do. I was going to come back and say, don't worry, everything is going to be absolutely fine. We are still close to the teams ahead of us. We're going to end up with a game in hand, and we'll get to all of that in a minute, but things are not going to be fine. We're going to need ourselves a goalkeeper because it's 2039, 2040, and apparently this is a Africa Cup of Nations year, which means both Abubakar Diarra and Lindo Ngidi are going to be out on international duty beginning at the end of the month of December. So this is our last match, although we may have one with Spurs before they leave. We are going to need to get a goalkeeper in here, and we are going to need to get a goalkeeper in here quickly. So even though the tournament doesn't begin for another week or so, both of our top 2 goalkeepers have already left for AFCON, which leaves Franny Gedling as our starting keeper against Everton. Now, we are favored in this match. We do trail them in the standings by 2 points. They have drawn and lost, so we actually have a game in hand on them, and we will continue to have a game in hand after this match. So Gedling getting the start. A couple of other changes on the pitch. It's going to be Divine getting the start at right back, Laesio as our right wing, Oscar as the left winger. Douglas is going to remain in there, but in a bit of a better tactical position that he's a little more familiar with. Better role for Veloso as well. So hopefully these little minor changes that we made will lead to a victory. I hate the fact that I have to beat the team that I support fully with all of my heart in real life in order to potentially get out of the relegation zone, but we've got to win in our last 5. They do not. So we are going to try to pump the team up. Obviously, the team talk not working as well this time around as it did the last, and we are set to get underway. Cool thing with the Everton manager, he actually starts the game as a performance analyst. And now here he is, I believe it's his 3rd management position in the Premier League, or at least in the top flights of English football. I'm sure some of those teams have gone up and down. Tumber descended in, looking back post, finds Bogdan Bidet, his first goal of the year. See if he can push forward off of this throw-in. Laesio to Veloso. Veloso with it, moving it forward. I'm not going to lie, guys, getting forward. Douglas wins it, though. Laesio is in, puts it past Andreev. 3rd goal of the year for Laesio. First goal under Nick Bottom's stewardship at Norwich, and it is tied again. It is now 1-1. So a good job by our guys getting right back into it. Douglas pushing it forward, really using his strength. Corner kick, João Veloso headed away. Cleared all the way to Walker. He'll carry it in deep into the box. Oscar turns, fires, and hits the post. Laesio will track that down. Could we recycle it quickly? Divine to Pedersen. already on a yellow card. He picked that up about 7 minutes in, and sadly we can't make anything work. Ball thrown in, Gotti the tumbler, back to Gotti. Dom is sending it forward. Chem looking for Veloso. He's got it, but Tumber picks his pocket. Gedling. Norwich with a slight advantage in possession, but we are tied at 1. Lacio around the edge of the box, moving it to his left, cuts inside, takes a shot, and will rocket that over. Chem sending it forward. Douglas to Alvaro. Oscar out wide to Walker, cuts it into the box. Walker on his right foot will lift one into the stands. Not a fantastic finish, but I do like the fact that Walker at least took the opportunity. We do need to get a little bit better with our finishing, but that seems to be a common thread no matter who you're managing in FM24. Ball played forward to Douglas. Was he onside? He beats Andreev. It's in. The flag has stayed down. Are they going to review this? It doesn't look so. On the counterattack, great ball forward. Lacio 2-on-1. Found Douglas up the middle of the pitch. He just had to beat the goalkeeper 1-on-1. Andreev trying to cut off the angle. He was unsuccessful. And the first lead of the Nick Bonham regime for Norwich. It's 2-1, but Everton looking to even things up. Badea, Davies quickly to Kelly on the right wing, sends it into the middle. It's deflected around, and finally Gedling will just scoop that up and look to send it long. I mean, Gedling probably has the best ratings performance of the season of any Norwich goalkeeper so far, and that's frankly pretty sad. Bad loss of possession. Great touch by Hartman. Gedling gets in front of it, however. Did come out a little bit, cut down the angle, maybe just enough, deflecting it behind for a corner, but a late opportunity. Everton already scoring one on the back post. Unsuccessful this time. João Veloso able to get his head on it, send it clear, and that should send us to the half. 9-6 shots on goal favoring Norwich. 2-1 on the score. So finally, Norwich City doing exactly what we need them to do. We're going to be nice to the team. Typically in a situation like this, we'd come down on them a little bit, try to spur them on, but we do in this early stage of our tenure want to make sure that they understand that we are recognizing a good performance when we see one. Walker loses it. Kelly sweeps it away, but Alvaro wins it back. Plays it to Nalo. Feeds Douglas, who looks to push it forward along the near sideline. Alvaro, Oscar, turns with it, tries to move it deeper. He's being shadowed. Alvaro back out wide. Oscar taking it deep, looking back post, and he finds Lacio, who picks out his second goal of the game, his fourth of the year, beating Andreev, and Norwich now taking a commanding-looking 3-1 lead. No, it is not quite good enough to take us out of the relegation zone. Ipswich, they are they winning right now? Yes, they're up 2-0 on Sheffield United. They won their last match, so Ipswich, who was just 1 point ahead of us, now sits on 17 points as things stand. Ball played back dangerously to Gatling, but at least he's able to get there first. Shem to Devine, has a man on him, gets it free to Lacio, who moves it inside, up for Douglas, who will retreat before finding Lacio again. Devine, Lacio to his left. Alvaro can't get there before Constellino, and Everton will look to send it forward. Pedersen, though, wins the header. Oscar feeds Walker. Walker with a touch to his right. What a great look. Looking for a fourth, a final third throw in. Devine getting back where Todal. Devine, Lacio to his left. Great touch. Rocks it just outside of the post. He had Andreev beat, but could not put that ball on target. Gotti to throw it in for Everton. They are in control in our end. Romero into the middle. Maloney wins it. Where Todal sending it forward to Kofi. He's got Walker wide open on that left side. Walker carrying it deep, playing it Kofi. Pedersen, and Øystein Pedersen with his first goal of the year, probably the furthest forward on the pitch he has seen this season. 4-1 Norwich, and this looked a little dicey as Walker's pass across almost picked off. Kofi, though, able to shepherd it to his right. Pedersen putting it past Andreev, and Everton just looking woeful in this match. Norwich moving up from 19th into 18th. Everton dropping to the bottom of the table. Still only 1 point. separating us with Everton and Brentford. So it's still tight. Played up, Devine, 7 minutes added on. Where to Dahl, across. Walker to Kofi, finds Douglas. Douglas tucks it inside that far post. Was he onside? The flag did stay down from the assistant on that far sideline. VAR is going to determine it is a good goal. Douglas scoring his first goal of the season under Nick Bottom to make it 5-1. No, that was the second goal. I'm sorry, that was the second of the match. So Lacio, Douglas, each with a brace. Great free kick from Kulsasher. Unfortunately, just a bit off target. Time ticking down. We ended up playing 8 extra minutes, but in the end, Norwich picking up a very well-deserved and well-worked victory. So needless to say, we have a lot of work to do, but if we can build on this 5-1 victory, we're going to be okay. We need a goalkeeper desperately, although we did manage to only give up one with our third string keeper. We can't keep doing that. We also need to put on a good show in the FA Cup, taking on Palace in the Championship. We are probably going to go all the way to the end of the month, Sheffield United and Brighton, and then we'll wrap things up with what we have done in the transfer window. Obviously, hopefully some moves being made. We do have some offers in for some of our older players, maybe free up some wages. We can get a little bit younger. We can get a little bit stronger. And hopefully we can put some more wins under our belt. Let's see if we can get anything done. I am hoping against all hope that we are successful. But the 5-1 win puts us that one step closer, only 2 points right now from safety. But there's still a ton of football to play. If you enjoyed that, like the video. If you want to support the channel for $0, you can hit that subscribe button right now. Please and thank you in advance. And I look forward to seeing you back here next time as we try to take Norwich City off of the bottom of the Premier League. Until then, bye-bye.